Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, E.T. Templar, alien crusader from beyond the heavens, here to entertain and destroy through the power of me magic. And in this review, it should be no surprise to anyone, we are looking at stealth. So this movie came out in 2005. It has Josh Lucas, Jessica Biel, woof, hot, and it has Jamie Foxx. And of course, the premise of this movie is that these are three hand-picked pilots out of 4,000. They go through like a special Top Gun thing. So these are the most like three elite badass pilots in the United States Air Force. But there's a fourth, and this fourth one is an AI. They took artificial intelligence and slapped it in one of these hypersonic aircraft. And, of course, spoilers, lightning strikes a plane and it gains sentience. It gains, like, super intelligence. And when they go on the missions, they figure out that the plane is actually thinking for itself and, like, taking action. There's a part in this movie where the Taliban, or what I think is the Taliban, get their hands on 4 nuclear weapons and Scud launchers to go with it, which the Scud launchers have a range of, like, 300 kilometers. So that would probably put them within range of our allies somewhere in the Middle East, Europe, and other parts of the world. And of course, there's another issue. They could have probably snuck one of those weapons in a shipping cargo ship, and then like hit us that way. So the thing, this is my only negative about the movie, is that there's a section of this.
Negative, Talon 1. Tin Man will not abort. Tin Man will prosecute.
Movie where 3 pilots choose not to engage a potential nuclear weapons because the civilian populace is within the fallout. I don't think that would happen unless the like weapons went off. But yeah, another problem is it takes place in Tajikistan, which, here's some history. The National Resistance Front and the Northern Alliance, a good portion of them are ethnic Tajiks. What does this mean? It means that they fucking hate the Taliban. And there's 2 people I want to mention. Masood Sr., Masood Jr., there should be pictures here. And Sr. fought the Russians and the Taliban. He was eventually assassinated by the Taliban, and now his son is taking up his cause and his fight against Taliban in his father's footsteps with the National Resistance Front. So the Tajiks, for Taliban to be that deep into Tajik territory and in their country is very unbelievable, because they would be torn to pieces. They'd be killed to the last by the Tajik military, or like Tajik, like mountain tribes people. So that part, not really practical, but for the sake of the movie, and you can guess how well it goes for the Taliban. Because they have no air support or proper like anti-aircraft weapons to shoot down hypersonic aircraft. Yeah, that's about how well it goes. And yeah, and I don't want to spoil this movie. Later on, some very cool things happen, and of course, the AI learns, and the AI does something very cool near the end of the movie that is very neat. The soundtrack for this movie too is damn amazing. And that's the thing about some of these movies, they have great soundtracks. So if you are looking for a fun sci-fi action plane flying movie, you'll love this. If you play the Ace Combat games, if you play Project Wingman, or if you're just a fan of like aerial combat and stuff like this, this is your kind of movie. Is it full of cheese and schmaltz? Yes, it is, and it's 2005. And the CGI still holds up. I was still pretty amazed. And the story kind of still holds up. And actually, in very scary news, here's some real things that actually... it's not very improbable that terrorists would try and get their hands on a nuclear weapon. Not too long ago, ISIS tried buying a nuclear weapon from a Pakistani general. Of course, thank God it didn't happen. But yeah, terrorists get their hands on nuclear weapons is a very terrifying idea, or a very just like, oh shit kind of situation. So in that context, to that part of the movie, it could very well happen that, the possibility is not that far-fetched. And the fact that 3 pilots would stand down and put the sake of some farming community over the rest of the United States and our allies would not happen. They would probably still engage anyway, regardless of radioactive fallout, which I don't think would happen, unless if the nuclear weapons were detonated somehow. But I think theoretically and technically, nuclear weapons can be airstriked without them going off, because I don't think they get set off by like explosives. Well, never mind. Yeah, they do, but depends on the nuclear weapon, though. But my knowledge on nuclear weapons is kind of not that great. But I assume that that wouldn't happen. But then again, I'm not expert. That's just me taking an educated stab in the dark. So I've talked too much. This is a great, fun, entertaining sci-fi plane-flying combat movie, and it's pretty freaking good. I would recommend it, and yes, it is full of cheese and schmaltz, but that's why we watch these movies, right? To be entertained, and this one's definitely entertaining. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Take it easy. God bless. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time.
There's only rebels and tyrants now.
A world ready for the righteous and the pure to inherit.